Hi everyone, it's October 2nd and I'm driving home after 3 days of training to become a certified psychological safety consultant. And I wanted to take a few minutes to tell a bit of the story on how this opportunity presented itself to me. I reconnected with a friend by calling him. He also lives near to where Brita and I live, my wife and I, and we just had a good chat. And a day or two later, which was Saturday, 5 days ago, he asked me if I was working next week, meaning this week. And I sent him a message back. I said, not really, not in my typical work. And then he said, would you like to come to a training on psychological safety? And I took a little bit of time to consider it and discuss it with my wife. And that evening, I sent him a message back saying, sure, I'm in. I did not know a great deal about Amy Edmondson's work. I did not know about Fearless organization, but what I was finding out very quickly is that here's a topic that I have cared about for so long, and I didn't even have the language to put it so simply. And so the last few days were spent on Robson Street in Vancouver in a little hotel called the Blue Horizon Hotel. And we, while also sleeping there overnight and sharing this room with the host of the event, we met in the very top floor, the summit room, and probably some people have been there, and it's incredible views of English Bay. But it was at this elevated place in the building that just offered us an incredible perspective. And those 3 days included experiencing what a mastermind is like, or what some almost group therapy felt like. It took me back to some of my undergraduate and graduate studies, and I just loved it. I felt like my mind was given permission to play and to soar. A lot of people were talking about how it was hurting their brains, and I felt a bit different in that it was activating my mind, and I found myself just gaining energy as the training went on. One of the bonuses I think I've mentioned is that the hotel facility had a steam room, and so for me, the heat allows me to really get more grounded because I carry, most of the time, as some of you know, such high positivity and enthusiasm. I can come across extremely intensely, and maybe you don't need to be told that. Maybe that's obvious to you. But I spent a lot of time alone in the steam room, as well as with a couple of my buddies, which you have heard about. But it was just this incredible recipe of personal time, exploratory mental framing, some new learnings. There were two gentlemen from the Netherlands who I felt were extremely stimulating to listen to and to consider new angles on group dynamics than I had heard before. And so I'm thrilled to say I am now a certified psychological safety consultant, trained by Fearless Organization, which is Amy Edmondson's organization. And where does this go? I don't know yet. And yet, for those of you who choose to explore what this body of work is about, uncertainty is oftentimes, I think, an opportunity for situational humility. And I do hope that in my journey learning to elevate others, that I will be proficient in lowering myself as needed for the purposes of raising others up. I was thinking as I'm driving that I spent a long time in this Toyota Sienna all-wheel drive minivan driving to Mexico with my family, my wife and 3 daughters, back in March. And during all those hours driving from the Okanagan in Canada down to San Felipe, Mexico, and back in a span of 8 days, there was primarily one concept that really dawned on my mind and my heart, and it was simply, does a person choose to raise other people up as a way of experiencing significance and meaning? Or does a person, on the contrary, strive for significance and meaning by pushing others down, or by, somehow in a negative way, I guess, taking advantage of, exploiting, trying to stand out and stand head and shoulders above? And I came to maybe some personal convictions that I wanted to make some form of personal commitment to be a person that elevates the rest of the people around me. And I was in the context of this van, and I was thinking about, what does it mean to elevate my wife? What does it mean to elevate my daughters? What is my vision of them raised up? Will they be like me exactly? No, and so I have to learn how not to live vicariously through them. I have to learn what does it look for each of them personally to be full, to be well raised in a sense. So yeah, thank you for listening. I am set to drive through the mountains in the next 3 to 4 hours, and I anticipate more time to reflect on a great few days. And so lots of love to each one of you, whatever you're experiencing. Let's be honest, this sabbatical journey for me has begun with what's felt like a significant gift, and it's begun with a bang, because psychological safety just might be a part of my work moving forwards. Okay, see you in the next video.